Ooh, that's very close up, isn't it? Nobody wants that. Ooh. Bear with me. Let me just tighten. That's very close. Tighten that one. And that one. Ooh, there we are. It's very up close, isn't it? Oh my word. I wonder, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Oh, hi Lou, hi Tracy, hi Susan, hi Diane. Oh my word, this is really close up. Oh, that's insane. Hi Anne. Hi Medulla. Hi Tana. Hi Tracy Ilson. Hi Wendy. Hi Tracy Lovegrove Davis. Hi Diane. Oh, this is exciting. Oh, look at this. Ooh. Hi Lou, Lou Sims. Hi Sue. Hi Beatrice. Hi Alison. Hi Jenny. I'm not gonna spend all night saying hi. I'm sorry if this is going on a bit, but I just want to just give it just a couple of minutes just for people to get in, and I'm just gonna make sure that I can see what's going on with the camera as well, so bear with me 1 second. Oh, there I am. There we go. Oh, nice view of the side of my head. Oh, there we are. Happy days. Oh, lovely. Oh, smashing. Hi, Karen. Hi, Anne. Hi, Jackie. Oh, it's lovely. I am trying to bring this camera back a little bit because I do feel like I am incredibly close to it, but technology is not my friend, so I do apologise. Hello, Mum. My mum is here. That's marvellous. Hi, Liz. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Marjorie. Oh, it's lovely. Thanks for joining me. It's really nice to see everybody. Hi, Sally. There we go. Oh, thank you very much, Tracy. Yes, I'm feeling very summery. It's blooming warm, isn't it? It is really warm. Although I'm saying that, you can see my top half. I have got my fleecy pyjama bottoms and slippers on my bottom half, but don't tell anybody and they'll never know. Hi Sarah, nice to see you, thanks for coming. Hi Ali. Right, we'll crack on in a bit. Just give it another couple of minutes. Have a little waffle on probably. All right. Hi Angela. So what I wanted to do my live on was basically creating a little accordion file. Actually, what I'll do is if I turn you down, then hopefully you'll be able to see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Is that working? Hang on, because I'm afraid I'm a couple of minutes behind you, so I just want to make sure that... Alright, you're going to get blinded by those lights above, aren't you? Right, let me just turn those off. We'll get there now. There we go. Is that going to be too dark? Hopefully not. I thought, oh, there's a lag, isn't there? I was thinking, I'm sure I've turned those off. And I'm looking at the screen and they're still on. Oh yeah, that's better, isn't it? That's better. Righty. So, the die I'm using is, it's one of the Just Lou dies by our very own Lou Withers and produced by Studio Light. And it's rather fantastic actually. It's got the outer die and then you've got a choice of whether you want to do a wider or a narrower, I can't think of the word, it's gone, spine, that's the one. So, which is rather nice. And then you've also got a die then that you can use to cut your signatures, so you haven't got to mess about with that. I'm just, because we've got the lag, I'm just aware now that not quite in the picture as much as I'd like to be. Let me just have a little fidget around. There we go. Right, so if you saw the list of things to do if you wanted to craft along, you'll see the bit of string. If you didn't, it doesn't matter, and you might just enjoy watching, or you might want to craft along. It's very simple, so you'll quite easily be able to do either. And I just want to say now, if you're sending me messages, I will get back to you afterwards, but I'm a very simple person and I can't multitask. I can't read and do other things at the same time, but I will look at the messages once I've finished. So I thought I'll show you these ones first that I've made. This one I did today using the Art by Marlene collage papers, and I used just some Mod Podge to put the collage paper on either side of a piece of plain cardstock, and then once that had dried I was able to cut it out and create my little file and use these fabulous tabs that are in the Art by Marlene die cut book, so which is rather fabulous. And I mean, the great thing is you can put, there's like, the thing is with the, like with Art Marlene papers and lots of other products, you get these little snippets that you don't want to throw away, and something like this is really rather handy to pop them in. So, and I've done this fastening, but you could just as easily do Velcro or a magnet, or I've got some giant eyelets that I did think about using instead. But that's that one. This is the one that was in my main picture, and it's just exactly the same again, except I've made the tabs in this one. And again, it's just a handy filing system, and I thought, well, I've just got into the idea of doing Fomorian, I don't know how you pronounce it, flowers. And you know, when you're cutting all of those out, it's handy to have somewhere to shove them, so, or put them delicately, whichever you prefer. So that's that one. So I suppose I should tell you how I go about it. So the first thing I do is I die cut the main die, and if you're not using collage paper, if you're using the pattern paper, then you'll want to cut one with a plain cardstock and one with whatever patterned cardstock you want to use. Then when you've got that, what I have been doing is I've been then getting the spine die, the one with the 2 holes. I think it's about 2 centimeters wide, I think. And I've been getting that, and I've been measuring in 9.5 centimeters. Can you see me doing this? I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, I've been measuring in 9.5 centimetres, and then I've been putting the die down, sticking it down and putting it back through the machine. And then when I've got that, I've got my, you know, where I can fold, you can see on this one, where I can fold the sides up. But I was thinking about it this evening, as you do, and I was thinking, well, actually, you could probably just measure in 9.5 centimetres. You could probably just measure in and score, and then measure another 2 centimetres and score again if you wanted to. But I do quite like the die. I like what that does. So that's one thing that you'll need to do. So I've already done mine. I've got that. And so, let me move some bits out of the way a minute. So what I do next is I use a bone folder and I fold on those score lines and make sure I get a good crease. There's one. And two. Make sure I get a good crease on those. So that's looking good. And then the same up at the top. Just gonna fold, use my bone folder, and again use my bone folder. And so I've got the main body. And then at this point you just want to have a little check and make sure that everything is nice and square, although it's a rectangle, I know, but sitting nice and squarely there. Because I have had, when I was tired this afternoon, I was doing one and my measurements were completely out, and of course that won't shut properly now, which is a shame. I'm going to do something else with it. But yes, you just want to check at that point, because you don't want to get any further and then realise, uh-oh. So there we go. So that's that bit. Then the next bit we need the 2 pieces of, and I'm going to have to excuse me here because there's going to be some mixing of imperial and metric measurements. I'm showing my age. This is 3 inches by 10 inches, and I've got to work in inches for this because my scoreboard is in inches. Now I did do the equivalent in, I thought actually if you wanted to do it in centimeters, you could, it would, if your board works in centimeters, you could work out an equivalency and score it up that way. But anyway, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to score at every ½ inch. So I'm just going to come along and score at every, have I gone and done it wrong already there? Look at this. This is nerves for you, isn't it? Nerves of steel. Right, there we go. That's it. So I'm coming all the way along here. And there we go. Alright, so we're holding up. It's Monday evening and I'm very grateful you're here because well, otherwise I'd be talking to myself, which I suppose I am really anyway, but you know what I mean. I am very grateful to have your company. Right, I don't know what I've done here. I've not done as good a job as I would have liked, but I think it's the nerves. It's confusing, Mass, here. It's really confusing. Well, metric came in when I was in school. We started off in Imperial and then went to metric. And I don't know, I think a lot of the things I do are in Imperial. It's an odd one. But I like inches. I do like inches. But there we are. Right, there we go. So hang on, let me just put that one right, because I, for some reason, lost the ability to score properly there for a minute. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that together, and then I'm going to give that a right good pressing down, because this is obviously our side mechanism, so we want it to have a bit of something to it. Right, there we go. Now I can get this out of the way, because I've already got one here, so I just need to do this one. And I should have some tape somewhere. There we go. Right, so I'm using red liner tape on this, or hopefully. Ooh, that's not looking very promising. Right, I'm using some red liner tape on this, and there we go. There's one bit, and where's the scissors? Oh, it might just about have enough. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that, in the seat of her pants. There we go. That's it. There we go. Right, so yeah, absolutely, Joe. Very blue. Well, you couldn't sit. You don't want to sit and watch me score 2 lots of board. It would just be incredibly boring. Right, I'm just gonna pop the light over here a bit, because I'm using black card on a black board. It might help just for you to see this bit. Right, so I'm taking those pieces that I have just scored, and I am very carefully lining them up on the bottom on the side of this. So hopefully you can see that. So I've just lined it up on the bottom and the side. Oh, thank you very much, Lou. Here. Oh, this red liner, it's sticky stuff. Right, and I'm going to do the same on this side. So just, this is a bit to take your time on again. It's the same as checking the measurements at the beginning. These are the bits that, if you get them right, everything else will be easy and fall into place. If you don't get them right, it's just going to be frustrating, because nothing else will fit properly. So, and you can, you know, you can tinker around and you can kind of make it work, but it is frustrating when things don't go right. So if you just take a little bit of time with these bits in the beginning, it does make everything else run a lot more smoothly. So, right, let me, then I'm just, I don't know if you can see here, I'm going to try and show you up here. I've taken the edge off my red liner tape, obviously, because it's sticking to my fingers. Now, when I'm sticking this other side on, I'm just watching where the bottom is going, because I want that bottom nice and parallel with the bottom of my scored piece of card. So these are those little bits that, you know, it's nothing complicated, but these are those little bits that are going to make everything work properly. Right, so there you go, there's one side, and then we're going to do the other side. So nice and simple. The hardest thing about this is getting the backing off the tape. There we go. Come on, you swine. There we are. Right, and again, I'll show you again, I'm just being mindful that everything is lining up. This is the rest of it will all fall into place if the measurements on the side are done right. There we go. That's lovely. Oh, you know, I forgot something as well, haven't I? That's about right. Yeah, that's lovely. And the other thing I should have done before I put the tape on and completely forgot is I quite like rounding the corners. I think it's quite a nice look. So I'm just gonna see if I can get it in there. Go on. You know you want to. Oh, can I? Can I? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Just about. And do the same on that side as well. There we go. I just like the look that gives. So there we go. We've got the start of our file. So what I'm going to do at this stage is the patterned paper that we cut, all I've done is I've just cut it into the sections and trimmed just a tiny little bit extra off the front and the back panels and the top and the bottom panels. It's like a tiny bit. I haven't taken that much off at all because I'm not going for a particularly big border on there. I'm quite happy with it fitting quite nicely. So, and then I'm just using my blending tool and some, I like, my favourite edging ink for this sort of thing is walnut stain, and it's just plain distress ink, and I just go around the edges quickly just because I think it gives a nice finish. So there we go. Oh, thank you, Tanith. There we go. So we're just going around the edges. Don't have to make it your life's work at all. And this is this paper is from the Just Lou collection. So there we go. And just go around these ones. There we go. My hands, yeah, I am a bit, excuse my dirty nails. I've been playing with some alcohol inks. I got something in the pipeline if Lou will have me back to show you with alcohol inks. So I've been having a little play. Right, okie dokie. So for this one we need to use the corner rounder, and if you're not familiar with corner rounders, I would suggest you always use them upside down so you can see the paper coming into the mechanism, because otherwise they can be a little bit frustrating sometimes if the paper doesn't fit in properly. Right, so I've done those corners. Right, that'll fit on there. And oh, there you go. I'm just going to pop some glue in. I decant all of my glue pretty much into smaller bottles, just because it makes life easier. I mean, for something like this, it could really be in a bigger bottle, but it's there and it's not, so I'm using it like that. So we'll just stick the panels on. There we go. I love these papers, Lou. You did a fantastic job of designing these. I think you should design some more things for Studio Light. I'm booked. All right then. Fantastic. So there we go. Just pop in that one on there, and like there's a little bit overlap in there. That's fine. I can go back in there with my scissors and trim that off. It's really not the end of the world. There we go. I'll just trim that off. There we go. And then where it's not quite perfect, I can just go over with the blender and we're sorted again. So a little bit more gluing and sticking. There we go. Now I have got sort of Blue Peter style stuff I made earlier, but I know a couple of people mentioned that they wanted to do it along with me, so I've sort of held off banging through this quickly so that everybody can have a chance to keep up. Go back panel on. Lovely, and then just this one on the bottom. Can you still see me? Yes, you can. Good, good. Sorry, I get so engrossed in what I'm doing, I forget to look up at the screen. Right, so we got the paper on. I need to trim that a little bit, but I'm not going to do that now. We've got the mechanism on the sides, so life is good. So the next bits we've got is we've got eight rectangles that are 3 by 5 3/4 of an inch. I hope that's making sense. Let me find my piece of paper because I think I did the conversion. Yeah, 3 by 5 3/4, or, and you might need to check this, but, or I think 15 by 8 centimeters, I think. So, and the idea of these is we will be sticking them in through there. They will go in each section. So, and it is, while it's 6 inches across, we need to take that little bit off because they won't fit if you do them at 6 inches. So, but before we stick them in, what I want to do is I want to make tabs, and what I've done is I've cut 8. Now I've done 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, and I think that would be 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters. I don't know if anybody can tell me if that's right or not, but anywho, here we go. So what you need to do is you need to fold that little piece in half and then use a bone folder to give that a really good crease, and then it's corner rounder time. You can use, obviously you could do it without the corner round, you can have them square, you could use the lovely tabs in Marlene's, you might have a tab die or a tab punch, but this is how I make my own quick tabs. So I take a corner, once it's folded, I take a corner rounder, and on the folded edge I poke it in, I make sure it's in, and I pop it out, and then I go to the other side, and this is on the folded edge, and I do the same. And then I take some glue, there we go, on both sides. Whoop. And I pop my tab on. There we go. Now I've done it where I've glued these pieces in and then put the tabs on, and I've done it the other way, and to be honest, you can do it any way you want. It just saves the faffing of trying to get your fingers around if you do them first. And also then while you're doing them, you can, you know, if you want to line them up in a particular way, if you want to have a particular design for your tabs, if you want to write things on your tabs, you can do that and stick them in, or you can, you know, wait and do it at another time. So once you've done all of them, you then pop a little line of glue down either side, and you just slide it into place. So there we go, hopefully you saw that, and you just kind of carry on sliding them into place, doing your tabs, sliding them into place, but you want to glue them, and that will give you your strength to the structure. So now I am going to do my Blue Peter moment. So the corner punch, it's We Are Memory Keepers. I love it, it's brilliant. It's got 3 different corners, and it's, well, the black cardstock I'm using is, oh, what is it? It's 300 GSM, and folded in half, this goes through it no problem. It's a really handy little punch. I've had it for quite a while and I love it. I would happily recommend it. Hi Sue, nice to see you. So, but yes, We Are Memory Keepers, Teresa, Terry even remembered. So yeah, well worth getting. So anyway, right, let me crack on for you. So I've done all my bits. I'm just looking for my other little, where's my other little circle? I put it somewhere safe. Is it on my elbow? No, it's not on my elbow. Oh, can you believe that? I put it somewhere safe and I can't find it. So we'll make another one, it'll be fine. In fact, we'll make 2 new ones so they match. Alright, so once you've done all your files and you're happy with them, you want to do a fastening, and you can. See, I'm still looking to see if I can miraculously find it, but I can't. Right, you can, like I've got some Velcro dots that I could use. You could use magnets, no problem. I'm just looking because I've got something somewhere that I was going to use, but might be interesting just to look at for the sake of looking at it. But if it's not going to be easy to find, we'll leave it for now. I had some big, yeah, it's not going to be easy to find. I'll show you, before we go, I'll show you my craft space and you'll see why it's not easy to find. So I did think about using big eyelets. I mean, there's all sorts of things you could use. So basically, what I've done is I'm sure there's a name for this kind of fastening, but I just don't know what the name is. So what I'm doing is I've got a 1-inch circle punch, and these ones are X-cut and they go through absolutely everything. So I've got my circle there, and now ideally I would have wanted a circle not quite as small as this, but this is the punch that I've got at the moment, so that's what I'm going with. So there we go. So I've got one. I'm just going to stick this one together. So there we go. And then the next thing I need to do is just have a look at the front of here and see where I'm going to want to put my fasteners. So I'm going to want one here. I must have a pen that works. I'm going to want one here, and I'm going to want one about here. So I've marked that so I know where I want them. There we go. And the next thing I want is I want my foam mat and a pokey tool, which again I did have to my side, but you know, you can work around it. Right, so I've got my foam mat, and what I do is I just pop it inside there and poke my pokey tool through, and I do the same on the top here. Just poke my pokey tool through, and then grab these and sort of in the middle, or as in the middle as seems about right. That one's quite off center, but it'll be okay. We won't hold it against it. Alright, so I've done that, and we need some little brads, and I would have used slightly bigger brads as well. So I mean, basically it's very adaptable. So what I do with this is I take the brad through those little circles and through the hole I've made, and then I open it up inside. There we go. Gotcha. And I do the same on the top. Oh, I know what's happened. I pushed everything to the side so I could put the laptop where I could see the screen, and of course I've pushed everything out of my that I put ready for me to grab. I pushed out of my way. So not very clever, Rachel, but never mind. Right, and then I'm going to grab a bit of string. Oh, let's have that bit. There we go. So, and then we just, you can do this at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. In fact, I'll do it at the top because it might be a little bit easier. There we go. Oh, can I just say thank you very much if you've just sent me a friend request. I really appreciate it. I gotta say, my main Facebook page is not that exciting. But I do have an art page where I share everything that I make, and it's Rachel Harris. It's easy enough to find. So if you're interested in catching up with my arty crafty type stuff, that's the best place. If you want to be my friend, of course, that's lovely, and thank you very much. I'll happily be your friend. But if you're interested in catching up with what I'm doing, then my art page is far more interesting than my Facebook page. So there we go. So I've tied it to this top one, and then it will, there we go. I can just do a little figure of 8 going underneath to fasten it. And of course you could add anything to that. You could add tags, all sorts of loveliness. So, and it's easy enough then to open and close. So there we go. Ta-da! Now let me have you back. Oh, hello. Oh gosh. Oh, whew. That's it. I hope you liked it. It's so handy, and I'm going to be making an absolute stack of them to put all kinds of things in. Yes, I would. I'll pop a link, because it honestly, my friends page, I'm quite a boring person, to be fair, but but my art page is where I do my my interesting stuff. It's really easy, Marcia. It's really easy, honestly. Yeah, I said I'd show you my my mess, didn't I? Here we go. Let's show you the mess. This is my den. Well, it's actually the dining room, but I kind of boot temporarily. That's all my designs, and this is Chaos Central, and more chaos and more chaos and more chaos. It's pretty chaotic in here. Here's my whiteboard. That's with everything this, I have to put everything that's coming up, otherwise I've got no idea. So yes, I took root in the dining room when I was having a studio built, and unfortunately the studio didn't get built, so I'm I'm not going anywhere now. So let me turn you back around. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it was useful, and hopefully see you again another time. Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye. Oh, my flamingo. Yeah. Thanks, Marcy. Yeah, me too.